If you ever look into world history and Marxist, socialist and communist dictators and governments, they've never put their people first. It's been all about them, their warped views, ideologies and rhetoric. The people at the top of these societies, they've done rather well for themselves. And as for the main population, the people whom they tread underneath their boots, well, they're basically cattle, aren't they? They either do as they are told or they are severely punished. They die, murdered, go missing, oppressed, repressed, live in extreme poverty and brainwashed into thinking like them. And it's not a very nice way to live. Just ask the Eastern Europeans who lived under the Soviet dictators, the communist regime back in the day. They'll tell you all about the horrors of communism and how their people suffered. And it's the same today in 2022. Look at Venezuela, look at North Korea, the very epitome of socialist shitholes. And they're trying very hard to do that in the West as well. Look at Scotland under the SNP, the Scottish National Party under Nicola Sturgeon, wee Jimmy Cranky. Now, Nicola Sturgeon's had a bit of a cry about the new Prime Minister, Liz Truss, not bothering to get in touch with her. And to be honest with you, I don't blame Liz Truss at all. Now, Liz Truss has been quoted as saying that she would simply ignore Nicola Sturgeon should she become Prime Minister, and she's holding true to that promise. And she's right to do so, because Nicola Sturgeon, she's not a Prime Minister. She's not like a head of state of Scotland. She's just a First Minister. And she is a First Minister who is hell-bent on breaking up and destroying the United Kingdom. In that way, she's very, very dangerous. And she's only dangerous if the mainstream media and the politicians, the people in power, give her attention. Now, it's no secret that her constituency in Glasgow it's a shithole. The people basically live in poverty. The NHS there is on its knees, and the kids there don't do well in education. And it's down to her, because Scotland is a devolved nation. They run their own affairs. The only authority that Westminster does practice over Scotland is it gives it money to the tune of billions. And King Charles is the head of state there. Otherwise, everything is down to the SNP and wee Jimmy Cranky Nicola Sturgeon. Now, she was asked recently by voters if the budget she has for another independence vote would be cut and the money dished out to the Scots to help them out with the cost of living crisis. Now, imagine what it would do to her image and her popularity if she agreed to this. After all, her people, her voters are telling her, listen, we can't cope, we're kind of suffering, we could do with the cash to help us out. But of course, like any true socialist, I wouldn't go so far as to call her a communist, but she's nearly there. She is showing all the signs of not really giving a shit about the people who voted her in. And so naturally, being the lefty that she is, she said no. She said, we're not going to, because I was elected on a commitment to democracy. Now, there's nothing more democratic than the electorate, the constituencies, the voters asking or telling the people they vote in to do something. But she said no. And then, to rub salt into the wound, she said the Scots must be sensible about their energy use this winter. And that's because of the possible blackouts that are going to be hitting Great Britain thanks to the cost of living crisis. And like I said in my previous video, the wealthy leftists are practicing socialism for them and communism for the poor. The public, they can queue for their bread in the shops. The wealthy socialists, they're okay. And Nicola Sturgeon will be okay if and when the blackouts do come and the shit really does hit the fan, because she's the First Minister of Scotland. She's rather wealthy, and she lives in a big house which is subsidised by the taxpayers. So she won't have to worry about paying a mortgage. She won't have to worry about a possible cut to her pension fund. And she will never have to worry about paying the energy bills. She's okay, because all she wants, all she's after, is to break up the United Kingdom and take Scotland into the European Union under the false guise of independence, because as we all know, if you're a member of the European Union, you bloody well do as Brussels says, or there's consequences. Look what's happened to Hungary, look what's happened to Italy, look what's happened to Greece. All countries heavily financially sanctioned because they won't go with the undemocratic, unelected bureaucrats in Brussels and what they say. And that's the EU all over. And Nicola Sturgeon wants Scotland to be a part of that. So to hell with the Scots, the cost of living crisis they can suffer. I want my independence, she says. And just to let you know, the SNP and Nicola Sturgeon, they have amassed £20 million of taxpayers' money to help them push for Scottish independence. Now, considering the population of Scotland, and if she really did dish that out to every voter, it probably wouldn't go far, because 20 million quid isn't much these days. But still, it would be a great gesture to do, and I am sure it was something that would go far with the Scottish public, and maybe, just maybe, make her seem at least like less of the nasty socialist piece of work that she really is. And that's what I think. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you like. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're going to do something worthwhile today, then please consider subscribing to my channel and sharing my stuff absolutely everywhere. Because it's not just my videos being shared around, it's your comments as well. People always read the comments. And that's that. Until the next video, have a great day, look after yourselves, and Roger Trout.